Just got to camp here, realizing there's a river in the back here, so we're gonna try to make our way down the back side of the campsite, take a peek at it. It's a fairly steep downhill here, but looks like it's been traveled before. We should be all right. Might be a little tougher coming back up, but we'll cross that river, get it, once we get there. Nice little river, nice little sound to be near. Hopefully you can hear me over it right now. You're sleeping to that. Pretty calming. Probably be heading back up to get ourselves some dinner here in a second, so we'll cut to that. Yeah, so heading back when I said steep. I guess it's a little bit more of a fortification than I thought, but we'll get up to the top there, we'll get dinner started and see how the rest of the night goes. It's supposed to be a little bit of weather this weekend, but so far so good. All right, since we thought we were going to be getting to camp a little bit late today, but we got out a little bit early. I was doing kind of my take on ramen. It's a little bit of a ramen pho mix. Just take a little teriyaki shaved steak. You already saw that being cooked up. Throw the remnants of it right here into my noodles. Big fan of Asian dishes. Me and my wife do them often. Try to replicate it here at camp. Little secret here, some of those spices. So we're gonna hit it with some chopped onion. And just a little bit of garlic. You don't want to overpower it, but want to be a little fancy here on our camping trip. Get that stirred in. Big thing here is I strained it all out here, so it's just noodles. There's no actual broth in here. You can put the steak right on top of it. I like to separate it a little bit, just kind of have two different meals, but you can kind of scoop right in. A little beef, a little noodle. Yep, cheap, simple way to make ramen go a long way on a camping trip. You know, you won't always have meat, you know, bear country, stuff like that. Gotta be safe, but turned out well here tonight. Got camp all set up. We'll take a little tour of the tent and all that stuff here. Probably be a little bit shorter of a video first day here, because you know, only gonna be here for a couple hours, but we'll probably walk around the tent, get a fire started. Just kind of taking the night. It's gonna be a little bit nicer today than tomorrow and Sunday, so it'll still be fun. Hope you guys enjoy this. Just kind of doing it for me, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see if we get enough support to keep doing it, but you guys have a good night. And all right, so realizing pace was cut off a little bit there during dinner. We'll learn. Just wanted to give a little walk around here of camp. First time setting it up, you know, not that setting up the tent's all that difficult, but you know, we live and learn. So we're here, Waterville, New Hampshire, Waterville Valley. Everything's looking good here. Take a little peek of the gazelle tent my wife got me for my birthday this year. All right, little sneak behind the curtain here of what tonight's going to look like for me. Keeping it relatively basic here. You know, we're not roughing it too bad. We got the twin air mattress, sleeping bag if we need it. It's supposed to get down to possibly close to freezing tonight, so see how that goes. I usually handle that pretty well, so not too concerned. Little bucket odds and ends things here, lights, tissues, just things you'll need here that you probably don't want to go run out in the middle of the night to do, but see, plenty of room here. Be able to sneak in a whole nother twin bed here, or cot, or whatever you had to here so far. Gazelle tent, living up to the hype from everything that I was hoping it would be. This is a T4 Alpine, and I'll definitely be letting you guys know as the review goes on how this looks. Got a little light in here for you guys. Got it hanging up here. Let me blind you. Some mood lighting for myself, but yeah, should be nice and cozy here tonight. Got a couple neighbors around us, and we'll see how this all goes. So just out by the fire tonight, kind of wrapping things up and getting ready to see what tomorrow brings. Looks like we're in line with the storm, so it's gonna be a fun night. Definitely check in with you all before official bedtime, but take some time here, relax, unwind. Memorial Day weekend here, so everybody please remember to be thankful for all those who served and those who have lost their life for the freedom we have. That's why we have this time, so please definitely remember that. All right, well, it's getting to be about that time of the night here. Rain held off, had a nice little fire, relaxed around that. Gonna see what tomorrow brings. Gonna get ready here to crawl into bed. The sleeping bag is rated till 30 degrees, so it shouldn't get to that tonight. But if it does, it does. I sleep cold anyway, so we'll see how it goes and look forward to what tomorrow brings. Morning, everyone. Still curled up here under the blankets. Definitely reached those mid to low 30s last night. Certainly survivable. The air mattress held some cold air, so the weird balance of cold underneath and very warm on top, but it was not the worst night's sleep I ever had. But it wasn't the worst night's sleep I ever had, so we're gonna get up. Heard some rain last night. Sounds like it's cleared up now, and see what the day brings. Just busting out of the Camp Classic some bacon and eggs here this morning. Definitely chilly, but looks like the rain's going to hold off for part of today, so we're going to try to find some kind of adventure to get into. A couple trails nearby. I don't know that it's smart to be on a mountain or anything like that with these kind of conditions and how quickly they can change up here, but we'll find something to do here and get some breakfast in and get rolling with the day. So yeah, plan this morning is maybe to find a little hike, get around into the towns, surrounding areas. A couple ones that I was looking at. One that stood out is easy in and out, big pines, because apparently there's some big pines there. They're not too creative with that, but probably be low traffic today, even though it's Memorial Day weekend, and we'll go from there and see if we're able to access those things and have some fun. But until then, breakfast, and we'll see you on the trails. All right, so found ourselves a little walking trail. Gonna be some rain here for the next couple hours, but looking pretty good right now. We're gonna take a look around and see if we find anything cool. Pretty easy walk so far. I think it might be fire road, logging road, something like that, but overall pretty flat. So no complaints so far. Pretty cool heading into this nice little deep ravine here. But so far, been peaceful. Passed a couple people. Everybody's been friendly so far, so we'll see how it looks once we get to the actual path. So we took a little side path here. You can see in the background here. It's called a big boulder path. It's a giant stone that was left behind by receding glaciers. So that was pretty cool. You don't see those every day just in the middle of the woods. All right, well, found the trailhead. This is gonna be us. Let's check it out. All right, this trail's looking a little more rugged. Definitely not a logging or fire road, so we're gonna get to the end of it and see how big these pines really are. All right, so they are pretty big. You can only see the base here behind me. Pretty rocky way to get here, a lot of root stairs, but it's pretty incredible to see them. They go quite a ways up there into the sky on us, so definitely not overhyped a name at all. Just got back to camp. Found another trail here. It's a cross-country one. Leads to that same river that we saw over at Camp Forest. So Mad River, here we come. Take a peek at that, and then we'll settle in for a little bit tonight and maybe do some reading and just relax. Ended up being a lot nicer today than projected. Still a little cool, but rain's holding off, and you know, we'll take that as a win here in New England. A little muddy out here, but you can see the trail takes us right along Mad River there in the background. Again, very peaceful sound here. A little quick trail, but hey, we'll see where it goes and see if we find anything fun. That's the point of being out here, right? Found a nice place to relax here on the river. Just gonna take some time, unwind while I head back up path. It's a little muddy, but again, pretty simple one here through the woods. Nothing too trying on this camping trip, but that's okay. This one was meant to be a little bit more relaxing, and the weather's working with us, so at the end of the day, it's all going to come up as a win. So take some time here, and we'll catch up with you a little bit later. Settled back in here at camp, took a little time to relax. Got a fire started here, got to stay a little bit warm. Weirdly, it's going up in temperature as the day goes on here, so we should hit 50 and then plummet again for the night, but that's all right. It's looking like tomorrow will be a wash, so I may head home a little bit early, but it's still been a fruitful trip so far. Started a new book here, one that I believe my mother got me for Christmas a couple years ago and just been sitting on the shelf, so glad to finally get it going. So, why camping? All of a sudden out of nowhere. Always something I wanted to do, and unfortunately over the past couple months had lost my uncle and my mother, both to cancer. My mother was actually taking care of my uncle, and not long after we lost him found out that she was diagnosed with cancer. And you know, the strongest person I've ever met, but it taught me, don't wait. There's no such thing as a bucket list. you got to get out, you got to do the things you want to do, and that's why we're here. That's why we're camping. This is, you know, that life lesson from losing somebody so close to you. And, you know, I love my mom, and it's been tough on the whole family, but opportunities like this allow us to continue to push forward, because this is how she raised me, to be strong, independent, happy, and, you know, in her honor and my uncle's honor, and you know, honor of, you know, anybody that anybody's lost. You know, we got to do these kind of things. We got to get out there. We got to persevere. We got to continue to be happy. So this one's for Mom, and, you know, that's why I'm making the best out of what could be a crappy day. Happen to see the sun break through here, and just thought about her a little bit. But, you know, I'd explain a little bit about that situation. Alright, so dinner tonight, little steak and macaroni and cheese, keeping it relatively simple. Meat, cheese, can't go wrong with that. Everybody really enjoys that. Had some extra food here just in case I did stay tomorrow. Looking like that's unlikely, but that's alright. We're going to have a good final meal here and read my book, sitting by the fire, staying warm just in case tonight gets cold again. You know, this meal will definitely fill the insides up, keep me warm tonight. Probably gonna spend some more time around the fire tonight, just relaxing. Got about hour and a half ride home tomorrow, if that's what I decide to do. So I really just want to take in tonight, take the opportunity to have a nice good meal here. Not that the other ones haven't been great, but you know, it's steak, it's cheese, it's spirals, by the way, because we all know shaped macaroni and cheese tastes better than just the regular noodles. Wrapping up the night, just sitting by the fire, enjoying what one of my favorite YouTube campers, Steve Wallace, calls a step 2. Man, now I know he does during those things once he gets camp set up. But yeah, just having a couple Miller lattes and relaxing. We wind out probably the last night at camp. One little tool that's really came in handy here this weekend, although I purchased a couple different multi-tools and blades to have just in case, was this blade from my good friend Jamie, who's going to be getting married, and as part of being in his wedding party. So, getting ready for bed here on the last night, and really just wanted to kind of do a recap here of the Gazelle T4 Alpine Green here. It's been everything and more of what I could have asked for. I know there were some issues online I read about corners not being sealed in. I haven't had that issue. It's been really cold and all the bugs have been on the outside. I will say that bathroom style floor, the bathtub here, that the corners don't sit flush, so it's not a 90-degree angle. It kind of comes up a little bit. That could just be from me pulling it out and getting it a little taut. Could just be a rookie setup mistake, but I did find that I can't put stuff right up against the edge, which is a small complaint, but when I had the air mattress up, I like to kind of put my pillow up against the wall to give that extra support for the back, so that was a little bit of a battle, but otherwise everything in here last night went well. We had a pretty good rainstorm that night and have the rain fly up top, and nothing got through. There was no condensation. Obviously it was really cold, but I was able to stay as warm as possible. You know, have a 30 graded Kelty brand sleeping bag that did what it was supposed to when my sheets and blankets weren't covering. I threw that right on top and was good to go. Battled with the air mattress holding in cold air, so I was cold down bottom, as I said this morning, warm on top. So I'm going to try sleeping inside the sleeping bag tonight to see if that changes anything. Some of the other gear, just had some Amazon lights, did everything well. Little 2-burner stove. Only thing disappointed me was some of my utensils. I went too cheap with tongs and they were falling apart. Cast iron's really tough to clean out in the wild, especially when you're not trying to attract bears. Granted, we only have black bears up here in New England, but still don't want to be bringing them around. I have a Kelty 50-liter backpack that I was taking. You'll see in some of the videos. Backpack was great. I was able to pull the straps across the top and across the midsection that really pulled it tight to the body and made it a comfortable walk and hike. Yeah. Otherwise, things went pretty smoothly. And for a slightly less cold tonight, probably 40, so hopefully sleep a little bit better and get packed up in the morning. We'll see how everything goes with taking down. When I did my test run, it was a little difficult to get the Gazelle back in the bag by myself, but you know, that's just me having a lack of patience, probably. Last thing that I'll kind of put on here before I wrap up for the night is, I don't know how many more of these I'll do, if I'll continue it. I don't know, maybe this was just for me and, you know, dealing with some of that grief with my mother and having an opportunity to just disconnect and get away. But if you enjoy what you saw here or have comments or critiques, leave it below. I know everybody and their mothers trying to do some kind of vlogging or YouTube or something like that. It's not really to get big, it's not to get rich, it's hopefully to connect, figure out a community where maybe more people are like-minded about these things. And from my experience, camping community's been really just welcoming, and met a lot of great people out here, and love following hikers and people on YouTube that go camping and things of that nature. So maybe we'll keep it going. Maybe we'll add some other stuff that I have interest for. I don't feel like making it an everyday life vlog. I don't think that's what will happen from this. So I think you'll have some very specific things. We'll see where the future goes with that. But if you're seeing this, you enjoy it and you want to see if more comes of it, definitely hit subscribe, hit like. You know, again, not doing this for any monetary reason or anything of that nature, but would just love to connect and grow and get to know more people and have an opportunity for this to be something that's worthwhile and we can continue to do. So really appreciate it, and hope you guys all had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. By the time this gets up, I'm sure it'll be after that, but you know, yeah, if you enjoy it, like it, subscribe, and we'll see what comes of it. Have a wonderful night, everyone.